So that's actually all your automation and launch phase of your internet marketing. So it's making sure everything within your websites is automated as possible, that your users are interacting, they're coming back for more, they're hopefully giving their email addresses to you so you can actually market to them in the future. But as part of this automation and launch phase, you're also building weekly parts to your internet marketing here as well. From week 10 onwards, you're actually communicating regularly with blog communities, so you're interacting there. Ideally, what you should also be doing is submitting a press release online every week as well. So you're starting from week 12 onwards to actually submit a press release to actually prweb.com, pressbox.co.uk if your target market's in the UK. And then from week 13 onwards, start a pay-per-click campaign. From week 13 onwards, just focus on the one keyword phrase, the one landing page, but then every week on from that, what you want to be doing is adding a different keyword phrase and a different landing page. You know, it's very easy to get lazy with pay-per-click marketing and just drive everyone towards your home page, you know, but you can waste a lot of money from that. You know, a lot of businesses are now saying, oh, we've thrown so much money at pay-per-click marketing and it doesn't work. You know, largely nonsense, basically because companies haven't done enough work to actually focus specifically on conversion rates, getting people to the right pages, and then getting contact details and then marketing to them in the future. So make sure you actually really focus on getting your pay-per-click marketing right there. So that's the 7 different phases of automation and launch. Does anyone have any questions about that? Can I possibly ask you to use this? Would that be all right? Yes, thank you.
I just wanted to know what timescales you give to testing, really. You talk about testing, is that a week, 2 weeks?
Basically, it's more down to numbers of visitors than testing. You need to get a good 50 to 100 people through the different web pages, the different versions of web pages, in order to be able to determine what's a true indication of which title works best and which title doesn't work. So, you know, it could be just a day or two to drive all those traffic to that page and, you know, give you the details, or it could take, you know, a couple of weeks, you know, but, you know, an important thing is the numbers of visitors. Could I possibly ask you to use this? Yeah, thank you very much.
It was just to get you to clarify, when you talk about online press release tips, you talk about including a non-HTML version of a URL.
Basically,
where and...
anywhere within the body of your press release. It'll probably be further down, you know, within the content of your press release, you know, but it'll probably be something like, you know, for more information, make sure you visit, and then you have your website address. But if you have your website address in there, you have to have http://www. You know, your full URL website address, and not just www. If you include http:// at the beginning, then there's a likelihood that people who choose to republish your press release will turn that link into a live link automatically because it includes that.
Well, when you say non-HTML, it's still within the body text.
It is still within, yeah, absolutely. It's still within the content of your...
the HTML page?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. What I mean by non-HTML is no HTML coding, as in no brackets, ahref equals, and basically the code to actually turn it into a link. People will automatically turn it into a link without having to have the HTML code, the website coding.
It's better not to have the href tag in. Is that what you're saying?
As standard, pressbox.co.uk and prweb.com won't allow that. prweb.com will allow that if you actually pay a little bit more. But just as a standard press release, most release services won't actually allow you to include HTML code in there.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have any other thoughts or questions about phase 2? Kind of automating your marketing and launching your website?
Just a quick one. Was the $80 a month or for the PR web submission or whatever it was?
No, that's per release actually.
Really?
And that's the basic release version. Now, they do actually have a free service as well, which ranks press releases according to the amount of friends that you refer to their service. So if you've got more friend referrals, then your press release will be slightly higher. But to be honest with you, you're probably better off just testing, paying $80 for the basic service to begin with. Tracking your visitors. Using Google Analytics to see how many visitors you're getting from press releases. Using Google Alerts to actually track the amount of places that republish that specific press article, and then determining how many visitors you get from that, and seeing if you can actually drive a profit from the amount that you actually spend on it. But I would recommend the $80 service to begin with and testing it too.
Basic question.
Sorry, can I? Thank you.
It's like the X Factor. On pay-per-click, I never use them. I never click on a pay-per-click. At a principle.
Most people don't. The reason that probably most people would click on a pay-per-click is for an extremely time-sensitive offer. So if you're offering a product or service maybe that's got to be sold by a certain time, then it's very difficult to actually get your web page to appear in organic listings for that. So if you want to advertise a product or service, or you're searching for a product or service maybe for a certain maybe Easter or something like that, you're probably more likely to get more relevance results by actually looking at your pay-per-click adverts on your right-hand side. But you're right in saying that, I don't know the exact percentages, but it's something like maybe 20% of users will click on those ads. But however, it's 20% more than you'll get to begin with, because for the first few months of the publishing of your website, you're probably not going to appear very high in search engine results. So it's a way of driving decent numbers of traffic to your site to begin with. Only if I can pass you this. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so it might be a question, it might be more of a comment, and it's about the blog. If you set up a blog on your website, has anyone ever done any profiling of the typical person that would respond? Because, I think from my point of view, people who actually respond to these have got extreme views one way or another, so probably extremely positive or extremely negative. Mm-hmm. Because, your average person probably may not be bothered to go on and, reply to a post. So could it not attract negative PR for your products and services?
It could do, absolutely, and there are downsides to allowing users to interact in your blog, and I can't pretend that, everything's, going to be fantastic if you use a blog, but there are tremendous marketing benefits to publishing a blog post and having it automatically feature on hundreds of other sites because of pinging and because of RSS. And what you can actually do is you don't actually have to have that comments function within the blog itself.
Well, I was wondering about that, but then if it goes to other websites, how can you control that?
Well, you won't have the comments functionality on other websites. You'll just have the blog post itself. You'll have a link back to your original blog post. And probably at the end of the day, if people want to discuss you, they're probably going to discuss you anyway in forums. And you don't have any control over that anyway. So it's probably just the case of you're better off just getting as much good material out there as possible. If you want, you can set up Google Alerts for anyone that actually talks about your company online. So if you want to set your company name as a Google Alerts, you can do that, and then you can actually see where people are actually talking about your company, and maybe have an opportunity of actually going on there and interacting with people and saying, actually, I don't believe this angle is quite correct because of this, and perhaps you can counter some negative publicity by doing that.